Welcome back to Same Ship, Different Day. Welcome back to the Coral Princess, the ghost ship. Hi there guys, welcome back once again, and welcome to the Princess Theatre here on board the Coral Princess. Slightly different to what you may remember it being if you've been on here before or on another Princess ship. Obviously, at the moment there's no passengers on board. Part of my daily routine though is to go around the ship after watch and do safety rounds, checking the general condition of the ship and making sure it's operationally safe at that point, especially whilst we're alongside in port where we are now. Today I'm going to take you on those rounds with me and show you what it's like on board an empty cruise ship. Okay then guys, before I go any further, let me just reiterate that my views and opinions do not reflect those of Princess Cruises or the company or corporation that I work for. You won't be hearing many of them in this video, I don't think, but please enjoy the tour. Let's go. Okay, I'm starting off here in the Princess Theatre. Obviously this wouldn't normally be part of my safety rounds of the ship after watch, but I thought this was an excellent way to show you sort of a bit of the eeriness of the ship at the moment, with it being so empty, especially late at night. We're not utilising the Princess Theatre. It seats around 650 people. And obviously there's been no one in this theatre now for weeks and weeks, months and months. So it is strange to see it like this. I used to come to shows here every week and watch the performances, and it would be full of people, lots of music, lots of noise, lots of lights. So now to see it almost completely in darkness is very strange indeed. We are only having the emergency lights on at the moment. Obviously we don't need to utilise the rest of the lights, and it would just be a waste of electricity and power. So this is the condition that it's left in at the moment, and will be now for probably several weeks. Anyway, that's the Princess Theatre. Let's continue with the tour. From the Princess Theatre then, we'll continue down deck 7. And the first stop, as you can see in this quite dark and poorly illuminated corridor at the moment, first stop would be the wheelhouse bar. Let's see if I can light that up for you. These mannequins certainly don't help with the spookiness. And the wheelhouse bar is of course completely closed at the moment, not really in use. It is our only active muster station at the moment, so this is where the crew are mustering should there be an emergency on board. Muster station B, it's also known as. Completely closed at the moment though, and very dark, very spooky place to walk past. Just after the Princess Theatre. And the other good thing about being on deck 7 is I can go and check the boat deck. Here we are on the starboard side of the boat deck, deck 7 promenade deck as it may also be called. From here you've got all the odd numbered lifeboats, 16 lifeboats on board the Coral Princess, plus the 2 FRCs, fast rescue craft, one of which you can see behind me. A very important part of the safety rounds this, because the boat deck obviously, again, deck department, you need to check all the boats are properly secured, especially at sea. The last thing you need is anything falling off the side of the ship at night in the middle of the ocean, especially a lifeboat. The boat deck is obviously also quite open to the elements, wind and sea spray. Sea spray obviously being salt water, so corrosion is an issue here. Maintenance is very important. I have to make sure that's being done properly. A good way to check is at night when there's no one around. So very important parts of the check and the safety rounds. Now continuing along deck 7, obviously inside. The next main thing you come to aft of the wheelhouse bar is of course our atrium. Very grand space, usually full of people, especially at night. Maybe not 4 o'clock in the morning, but often if you come by here at night you'll see the crooner's bar open over there. Perhaps a pianist playing, or a guitarist like Danny Black. Covers deck 5, 6, 7 and 8. Full 4-deck atrium here. Strange to see it at night with no one around. Even at this time in the morning, for just after 4 o'clock in the morning, you would at least expect to see somebody on the reception desk on guest services, but not tonight. Nobody's around, minimum manning, shops are all closed down, crooner's bar's empty, elevators aren't even operational at the moment, they've been shut down as well. Strange to see, even during the day. This area you probably don't recognise would be our art gallery. Nothing on the walls in here though. Probably for the best, would only make it slightly spookier. And that is not a very attractive corridor to walk down. So I've just stopped here outside Sabatini's Deck 7 Midship. One of my favourite restaurants on board. Usually here a lot when it's open and operational. And we have passengers on. One of our specialty restaurants on board the Coral. Excellent food. Strange to see it quite like this though. I don't know if you can hear that beeping. I don't like it. Let's go find out what it is. So working our way down Deck 7 then. Next stop is Bio Cafe, another one of our specialty restaurants. Great for a good steak. Completely closed up at the moment and very quiet and empty apart from just that music which is still playing, you know, not to make it spooky or anything. I've lost sound of that beep, but maybe we'll find it again. I think maybe it's in the Sabatini's galley, which is all locked up. Anyway, let's continue, see what we can find. So as we arrive Deck 7 aft, on the very end of the deck, we arrive at the Universal Lounge. This one I expect to be very dark and very creepy, so I'm going to leave this one until either last or certainly later on. Let's keep going around the rest of the ship. That's the FE store, all closed up or locked up. Normally full of smiling faces, bright jewels and diamonds. Not right now. Shops there, much like the FE store, closed up, wrapped up. See the Stanleys in there, all wrapped, poor Stanleys. So, this is quite a strange one. International Cafe going into the casino in Deck 6. International Cafe normally will be open 24 hours, but obviously not tonight. No pastries either. You can see the chairs are all stacked up behind me, and then this leads into the casino. Thankfully there's quite a few lights on here because I think this would probably be one of the worst places to go have a look at. So here we are in the casino then. Everything covered up. Plastic and dust covers. Not the usual kind of place filled with bright lights. Happy gamblers. And usually open very late, with most of it open 24 hours. Not at the moment. No action here, no money to be won. I'm sure there's a few casinos around the world that are like this at the moment. Crazy. I'm certainly glad that this one's lit up, because I would not want to be walking down there in the darkness. This would normally be your photo gallery where you'd come to see all the pictures from your cruise. As you can see, it's all closed up. No photos here. So I'm here in the passenger elevator. You'd think it feels safe. Quite brightly lit. Safe area, you know, you can see what's going on. Want to hear a creepy noise?
Lido, Deck 14.
Is that blood? So I just came up to Deck 14 in order to get a bit better lighting, you know. It's starting to get a bit scary down there on Deck 7, Deck 6. And I also know what I get into when I'm heading aft on that deck. So just staring at these doors, about to go up to them and open them, and this happens. Scared the bejesus out of me, because there's an automatic door on the other side of that door that I'd forgotten about. Unbelievable. I'm going this way. There's your automatic door. That's not out of a horror movie, I don't know what is. So let's get into the Lotus pool area. hard to see, but pool is completely closed. So bar in here, over that side, obviously completely closed. Quite an echo in here. One of the best parts of this area is over here. Ice cream bar, closed. So here, deck 14 forward outside Horizon Courts. This is the main buffet on Princess ships. Most of them are called Horizon Court. This is where we are eating at the moment. All crew, only 191 on board, so we're all coming here for our foods. As you can see, there are markings on the floor, so we are spacing out, keeping social distancing, obviously utilising hand washing stations. And going in, to go into there, we are wearing our face masks, so I'm going to have to put that on to go in and show you. So this is Horizon Court, usually full of people, obviously not at this time of night, but also very quiet most of the day nowadays, so I'm saving up a little bit here. The reason we're not wearing our face masks all the time now is actually we've been stepped down level, and luckily we're not having required to wear them all the time around. But as a precautionary measure, we are also still wearing them in food service areas and any areas where there may be large gatherings, essentially. Not that you'd expect that at the moment with only 191 people on board. Let me show you around a little bit more and show you how empty this big space really feels. So from Horizon Court then we can head out onto the open deck and the part of the ship which is actually open. Although first starting with this part, which is the pizza bar, which I wish was open but unfortunately is not. So just come up to deck 15, show the next area that I wish was open, the grill, the burger grill. Unfortunately, as you can see, totally closed up, but we have got occasional burgers down in the buffet line. From up here we can get a good view of the Lido Deck, one of the areas which is open on the ship. Obviously restricted number of sun loungers and all well spaced out. I can show you this actually during the day, seeing as it's one of the open areas, and you can get a better idea, a better feel of what we have available to us. I think there's a cadet in this clip as well, working hard as always. So this is only a recent thing, after we stepped down the ARD level, due to the fact that we haven't had cases on board for weeks and weeks now. We've been able to step down, and we have luckily been able to have use of the pool here, just the one pool. Again, executing social distancing at all times. And also when we stepped down, the gym was open, which is excellent news, and finally we can work out again. I will take you back there and check it out shortly. So as we head aft from the Lotus pool now, we'll be heading towards the Lotus Spa. Now I know this is going to be very dark and pretty spooky. Before we get into there, I wanted to point out these cushions for you. As you can see, all the cushions of the loungers that have been in the Lotus pool area, they've all been washed, sanitized and wrapped up, so now they're good to go for whenever we get back sailing. But that's a good point to point out. Okay, let's go. See, pretty dark in here in the Lotus Spa. It's where normally you'd be getting your hair cut. And they're all shut up. And your care rooms. Let's move swiftly on through this area. See, reception desk is all shut up. And head towards the gym. So as I was saying, fortunately, as we've now been able to step down a level, we do have the gym available to us, which is excellent. Obviously, utilising the gym has to be done under very strict sanitisation levels. We're quite restricted to how many people can be in here working out at a time whilst executing social distancing, and after each person's used each piece of equipment, obviously they're sanitising extremely thoroughly, and it's sanitised each day as well, morning and night. But it's very nice and good for the crew morale to have this equipment available to us, and it's excellent that we do have this on board. And along with the gym, of course, you have the fitness studio. Not used to seeing it quite so empty all the time. So exiting out onto deck 14 aft brings us to the sanctuary, at least what was the sanctuary. You can see now that all the loungers are stacked up and stored away. This would be the aft pool. Again empty as well, just the Lido pool available to us at the moment. But not a bad place to come out, and an opportunity for me to show you where we are. So I'm not sure if I mentioned before, but we are in the port of Curacao in the southern Caribbean in the Dutch Antilles, and thankfully these guys were willing to let us come alongside. We're now undergoing a 14-day quarantine where nobody's allowed on or off the ship, at which point we will be tested, and then once we've proved that the ship is completely healthy, hopefully we should be able to start heading home, heading to the airport and finishing off our contracts finally. I'm not sure exactly what timeline that's going to work out to be, but it's excellent news to finally be in a port that's happy to supply us, happy to work with us in order to get the crew that are remaining on board the Coral home, and some relievers out here to help run the ship for the next couple of months. Okay, I think we're finished up here, so that means we're going to have to head back down. I can show you the restaurants, the ones that I haven't seen already, the dining rooms, and I guess we're going to have to do that Universe Lounge. Again, very strange to see one of our largest dining room in this kind of condition, completely empty, completely shut down. Normally in the evenings would be full of people having their dinners. This leads on to our galley, which has also been shut down. I'm not going to take you there tonight. Wow. Bordeaux dining room, deck 5. Same situation as deck 6, not in use, totally empty. Not quite as dark over here in Explorer's Lounge, deck 6 aft really. Obviously a few more emergency lights in here and lights that are still switched on. Not quite as eerie, but it is strange to see it empty. Often this is the place that would be open latest on the ship. We'd have the DJ going in the DJ booth over there. The bar would be open until late, and the stage would normally be full of dancing passengers. Not tonight though. Check out these two characters. No thanks. Okay, so we're back down here at Universe Lounge. This is going to be the last stop of the night on my safety rounds. Let's go check it out. So here we are inside the Universe Lounge. As I said, this is definitely one of the spookiest of the places in here. Normally seats 450 people, so to see it empty like this is very strange. And can you hear that noise? It sounds like someone screaming. Hopefully it's just wind noise. Anyway, let's get out of here. Whoa! Sorry about that, guys. I think I dropped my torch. Thank you so much for following me around tonight and coming around with me on this tour around the Coral Princess. It's not really your conventional safety rounds after watch. Usually I'll be going through a lot more of the crew areas and doing the high risk areas on board. I just want to do this extra little bit with you so I could show you sort of the atmosphere, especially at night, around a ship that has nobody, virtually nobody on board. Very different way to see a cruise ship indeed. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming along. If you haven't already, please subscribe, like the video, and please leave a comment if you enjoyed it. I do read them all and try to reply to most. If you have any questions, put them down in this video and I will try to get them back in the next Q&A that I do with you guys. Thanks for coming along tonight. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you learned something new about life at sea, and if you did enjoy it, then please hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell next to it if you want to get notifications every time I upload something, and we'll move forward from here. Please don't forget to comment and let me know what you want to see from me. I'm looking forward to it.